Hey there, story lovers. Let me tell you a tale that will warm your heart and maybe, just maybe, give you a new perspective on gratitude. It's the story of a humble fisherman who found himself in a rather tricky situation. One fine morning, as the sun barely peeked over the horizon, our fisherman sat at the banks of his village river. The cool breeze whispered through the trees, and he patiently waited, casting his line, hoping for a big catch. You see, his family had nothing to eat, and he needed a sizable fish to feed them. Hours passed, and the sun climbed higher in the sky, but not a single bite. With every ripple in the water, his hope dwindled just a little bit more. As the day drew to a close, he almost gave up. But then, finally, a tug on his line. Excitement surged through him as he pulled with all his might. But when he brought the fish out of the water, his heart sank. It was a tiny fish, barely enough to feed himself, let alone his family, but instead of despair, the fisherman did something remarkable. He looked up at the sky, smiled, and thanked God for this small provision. He was genuinely grateful. He knew that this tiny fish was his share for the day, and he accepted it with an open heart. Just when he thought things couldn't get more surprising, the small fish spoke. "Yes, you heard it right," the fish spoke. It said, "Return me to the river, fisherman. I am too small to satisfy your hunger. Perhaps if you wait a bit longer, you might catch a bigger fish." The fisherman, with a gentle smile, replied, "Dear fish, you are what God has provided for me today. I am thankful for you, no matter how small. I believe in the wisdom and decree of God Almighty." He then released the fish back into the river and sat back down, his heart filled with peace. The skies began to darken, but the fisherman's spirit shone bright. Sometimes the lesson isn't in the size of the blessing, but in recognizing and being grateful for it. As night fell, the fisherman returned home. Although he didn't have much to show, he carried a heart full of gratitude and faith, and wouldn't you know it, the very next day he caught the biggest fish he had ever seen. The moral of the story? Gratitude turns what we have into enough and more. Sometimes life's smallest blessings carry the biggest lessons. Thanks for listening, story lovers. If you enjoyed this tale, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming stories. Until next time, stay grateful and keep believing. Bye for now.